So in the campus master plan, I want on-campus sports facilities rather than sports facilities a priority.
Thank you very much. And again, same rules. Would anyone like to vote against this motion? Would anyone like this motion? Any comments to be made? Back to Jade, please. Yep.
Would it be to the same standard? Is that no?
So what was that again?
New facilities be to the same standard arena provider.
Okay. And we've got another couple of comments. Yep.
It's just a question on where would you put it, because there's not a lot of room, and how would it affect everything else?
Okay. Nope, okay, that's fine. Hi.
I just wanted to know what facilities specifically that you're suggesting.
Would anyone else like to speak? Sorry, could I just have, whenever you speak on the mic, could you please just give us your name as well, just for the minutes?
Hi, I'm Josh. What do you mean by scrapping the sports arena and getting a new one, or what?
Yeah, we've written it down with all the comments and a chance to respond to them all. Is there any more comments to be made? Okay, over to you, Josie.
You've taken the questions away from me. Thanks. Yeah. So the first question was, would it be of the same calibre of what we have in the arena? Okay. Well, yes, presumably, hopefully. So what I'm saying is, yes, what I'm proposing is that rather than the sports arena, which is 2 or 3 miles away, we would have the same facilities. The second, I can't read what the question. The third question, or the second. Where? Space. But for university to decide whether they would maybe purchase land, maybe use land we've got, maybe kinds of land, but space around campus that could be changed, used, purchased, moved, that kind of stuff, to do that kind of thing. And the third was, I've got specific written down, at UConn Sports Arena, but here and hopefully better, seen as though this, and there'll be new I can't hear you, sorry. Would that include a swimming pool, was the question? I don't know. That would be something for you to put forward. Maybe if you want to approach a council member and put forward a motion to council to ask for a swimming pool, that's to you, I don't know. I'm not proposing that, I'm proposing what we already have, but closer to campus.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll have time for one more comment, if that's okay.
I wanted to ask, because it's Joe, by the way, sport, the funding comes from the public as well, because that's why it's open to public as well. Like, I only know that and we still have to pay for that as well as being students. So I'd agree if I put in the motion that students...
yeah, so at the moment students don't pay for it. At the moment every student here, including undergrad, foundation, part-time, post-time, postgraduate, access to the sports arena as well as Sir Tom Finney Sports Centre. You look really happy and shocked. That's the truth. Well done. Congratulations. Yes. Yes, I agree. The reason why the sports centre at the moment is as it is actually mostly used by the public, more by the public than it is. And that could continue. There's no reason why we can't facilitate the community's use in our sports centre, because obviously we want to not only support the community and the wider areas of Preston in sport, but they would also fund that. So there's no reason why that couldn't continue. Does that answer your question?
Okay, that's all the discussion we've got time for on this motion. So again, if you just raise your hand if you would like to pass this motion, please. And raise raise your hand against this motion. Okay, then.
I've been told I'm allowed to make a comment just through some confused faces. Obviously, this motion won't go ahead until it's viable for it to do so. They're not going to like until they've made something else. So don't worry. Confused faces look like, well, you're going to take away. Nothing's going to be taken away. Don't worry. Sorry. So can I? Sorry.
Okay, the next motion is again proposed by Josie, and it's for sustainable sports arena transport.
Yes, so this is the next motion. If you've got the paperwork, it's in front of you. I have an announcement to make before I propose this motion. Given the result of the big vote, the university and the union have worked together to secure the restoration of the service that used to run from the Students' Union to the arena on Monday and Wednesday for 2014-15 year, pending a review of future needs. Does anybody need me to clarify? Yeah, you need me to clarify. So because of the big vote, and because it won, and because so many people were active in voting for it, and because it obviously means so much to those students, thanks for coming guys, the university and the union are now working together to reinstate the service from the UCLan Students' Union up to the arena and back on Monday and Wednesday nights for this year, with possibly based on need. Okay? That's nothing to vote on, that's just an announcement. As long as everyone understands that, I'll move on. Question? That will begin tonight. I know, right? Question? Okay. Yeah. Anything we need? Go for it. Gareth's going to clarify for us.
Yeah, there will be a double-decker bus running tonight and Wednesday from to the sports arena. 2 trips. Review the needs of the service as we go forward.
We have a question and slight round of applause.
What's on?
5, from 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Just to make this clear, Gareth commented there for us, just to clarify, but actually it is the 5 SAC members that are accountable for this, not any staff member, just so you know, just because Gareth came to the microphone.
The one for... okay, so I hope that answers everyone's questions. If there are any other questions after this meeting, you're more than welcome to APO or speak to anyone else in the SU Opportunity Centre for any clarification. The next motion is free core textbooks and e-books. That's the motion. Apologies. Back to the motion on transport.
So that was just an announcement that got slightly out of hand with comments. So the next motion is for transport to the arena. So UCLan Sports Arena is difficult for students to reach, it's located off campus. UCLan students should be able to access as well as supporters. Again, there's the same information which you can read if you like. If you don't have that, feel free to approach. So the union resolves, as long as sports facilities are located on campus, this union will work with the university to provide regular shuttle bus services to and from UCLan Sports Arena training arrangements. So this is for it to continue indefinitely until there are sports facilities. Does that make sense?
You guys know how... would anyone like to speak against this motion? No? Would anyone like to change the motion? Okay, straight to the vote. Raise your hands, please, if you would like this motion to pass. No. and vote against, please raise your hand. Okay, brilliant. That's another.
Are you doing the next one? Oh.
Okay, time for the next motion. Free core textbooks and e-books.
Hi everyone, Nick informed me that he couldn't actually make it because he's got a lecture. There's not that much about it. There's 2 lines of all core textbooks should be available free as an ebook on LIS. The reason why he wants this is because some courses, some professional based courses get a free book or get specific free information. What he's proposing is that all the core textbooks, the ones that you really need for academic purposes, are transformed into an ebook which are available on the university system. The reason why he wants it, it's going to make it a lot easier for students to get involved with and access university services, but also if that book isn't available as in the library, you can actually get it as an ebook online, and yeah, that would be that.
Thank you very much. Would anyone like to challenge this motion or speak against it? Please raise your hand. Oh, Josie. Can we get a mic to Josie, please?
Hi, Joselyn again, sorry. Has it been questioned, the cost basically of this? Obviously, university and the union work on limited budgets, and obviously if this money was to be allocated either from university or union, it would be an opportunity cost. So this money would have to come from somewhere. What are we missing out on for this to be provided? Thanks.
Just a reminder that Nick, the person who did...
This isn't my motion, I'm just taking it on behalf of Nick, so please don't hate me because I don't really know anything much about this. Obviously it is going to be a costly to get a book and transform it into an ebook and get it available on the university system. The costings obviously inside that would come from the university because it's an academic issue that university would have to provide to students. Students are paying £9. I don't see why it's...
Yep, he deserves a clap, I think. Okay. Right, so straight to... Oh, sorry, we've got another comment, yeah? Just start with your name, please.
I just want to know if, because we do acting, if we'd be included in that in terms of the books on our reading list. A lot of them are plays, or whether their other courses will be prioritised.
Just before we give Lee another chance to speak, can we have all the comments? Yep.
Hey, Abby, just the notes. I'm not actually against it. It's just a thing that Google and a lot of other companies actually have started doing this. I know for the business school we've got quite a few on. So is there any way we could incorporate that? Because we have access to them to view online on some of ours. It's just an idea.
And one final comment down the bottom.
It's Jade Ellis again. I just want to, ask, would they still keep the main books and not just make it all electrical so it actually covers everybody's needs? Because I know it's a cost, so they might take away the resources we've already got and use that space somewhere else. So I'm just wondering.
We did say it was the last comment. Sorry. Luke, would you like to...
Yes. Right, okay, Sam, I wholeheartedly agree with you because I was a designer and I drew pictures and coloured in between the lines. So basically, there's actually, for there isn't a need for core textbooks like there is within, say, social work, where they have to have a strategic amount or a level amount of text that they need. Whereas obviously acting, music, theatre, design, whatever course like that, we have to go out and get our stuff, or tutors have to provide it for us. So in line with that, I am with you, but there wouldn't be a solution, because obviously being a design student, you'd have to, for me, I'd have to go out there and find the information myself. I did advertising, my stuff is all around me, so it's like ideas, whereas your tutor should be providing that to you. In relation to Abby's comment, bringing it using Google, there are a lot of companies out there available at the moment which do this is right. But it could come as an extra charge, as an educational institute, having them themselves, having the books themselves based on the intranet, if you would. Students can continuously access them, and it gives the university a good view on how well they're being looked at, if that makes sense. And on yours, Jade, in relation to getting rid of the books, do that, because some people like reading the book, some people like the flipping on an iPad or whatnot. They'd never take facilities away, and the university is always expanding, and that'd be one dangerous thing.
Thank you very much, Lee, and to everyone who made the comments. So if we go to the vote now, if you would like to vote yes to pass this motion, please raise your hand. Okay, and anyone who would like to vote for the motion, please raise your hand now. Thank you very much. We've got another passed motion.
Thank you, Nick. Yeah.
Okay, are we all ready? Yeah. This next motion. The next motion is on prayer facilities on campus. I'd like to invite Yusuf and come and speak. And just before you do, we're going to have a quick message from SU President, Mr. Lee.
Hi, you're probably sick of the sound. Just to clarify, all you acting students, theatre students, everything like that, this was a motion that got introduced 2 years ago, and it was all about in facilities that we have for the MFC and provisions around campus to move it. This is not actually about that. It's not about taking your space from you. I actually put it on Facebook last week. It's previously been a motion. It's 2 years out of date, and it's because it's got 1 year. It's got 1 more year to go. Am I right? Clarify that. Right. That's fine. But this motion actually isn't to take your facility. It's actually looking at different facilities on campus. So the MFC itself, they do have a provision now, but it's not really working. Again, it's to clarify, it's not to take yours off. Apparently you've been sent a text by UCLan. I didn't, which they should have confirmed to me. Yeah, and the information that's been posted on Facebook, again, isn't true. I only put it on Facebook last week as a reminder that anything to make change happen on campus. Again, this is just to clarify, it's not to take St. Peter's off you.
Okay, so just to clarify that, this motion has nothing to do with the motion, and it has to do with St. Peter's Art Centre. Go ahead, guys.
Hi guys, I'm Yusuf and I'm the Islamic Society President, and we put a motion forward to get prayer spaces across campus in pretty much every building that's possible. We don't want to take over anyone's space. All we want is a quiet room available, because most of the times we have lectures in different buildings or many lectures in one go, like 5-6 hours on the tour. And it's hard for students to go from campus straight to the MFC. So that's the motion that we want to pass today.
So what it is that we want exactly is a quiet room in any campus. So this can be a certain room all year round, or if a room isn't available, it can be a different room on different days, etc. And this is open for anyone from any faith to just go in, down, have a reflection, etc. Yeah, that's what we're asking for.
And with regards to the St. Peter's Art Centre, 2 years ago when that motion came about, the Islamic Society, the art space, regardless of what happens, and that promise still stands.
Okay, just a quick announcement. If anyone hasn't scanned in, please, because it can be put down as an authorised absence, so you can miss your lectures. Okay, would anyone like to speak against this motion? Anyone have any comments to make about the motion?
Hiya, I'm Elise. I'd just like to ask, say maybe all university buildings is a little bit of a big ask. I'm a Christian, so I know what it feels like to be in a bit of a minority. But our course, we don't have rooms to rehearse in, like we rehearse in corridors. So say the Media Factory, for example, a room for that specific action is a bit difficult when we're in corridors, outside in parks, things like that. So maybe the motion to be changed to more.
Thank you. We stand here. Sorry I didn't give you a chance to speak before. I'll give you a chance now.
Hi, I'm Ali, and just to create that comment beforehand, I had a meeting with Central Timetable. The argument for this was there's not enough spaces, but I worked out every hour of every room in more or less every building. There's loads of spaces available to do that efficiently. Room everywhere, but they just need to get them together. What's in order, really? So.
Thank you. And Lucy, would you like to speak?
Lucy, yeah, I agree with the lady's comment at the back. Is it possible that instead of every single building, we could put a room or facility in the north of campus and the south of campus that we could use? That comes from something that Sana and I have spoken about. But would that be an option, perhaps?
Okay.
Just as a note, could it be that it's not just religious things? Because, there's non-religious people who could just go and have a sit down and just chill. You know what I mean? Not noisy or anything, and disturb other people, just sit and have their own little thinking time.
Okay, we have one more comment from Matt.
Just want to say that last year we did an article for the student newspaper which we looked into the prayer facilities at the university, and it really is appalling for what is currently there at the moment for some of the students. Space is just not appropriate, it really isn't, and I think putting this forward, I think people shouldn't regard how much it would affect themselves. I think of the others that are affected by it in that way, and what we've got at the moment to deal with.
Yeah, we've got one more comment at the back.
Lecturing or anything like that. The whole purpose is to use a room that's free and just make the most out of it. So it's not really going to affect anyone, I think.
Okay. Any more comments to be made? Yep, we'll have the final 3 comments.
Hi, I'm Sophie. My course being music theatre, and obviously, a lot of our rehearsals aren't timetabled, because obviously for our assessments they are performances, and we need them rooms to rehearse in, and they're not on the timetable, so they won't actually be free. And as Elise's comment before, that's more what the problem is, because we can't find rooms to rehearse in, not actual timetabled lessons.
Okay. There was another comment, I think.
Hi, I'm James, and following on from the previous comments, as a music theatre student as well as acting, dance, fashion, media, basically anyone that uses the Media Factory space or St. Peter's, as far as rehearsal space goes, whilst we are paying, and I understand that faith can be a very sensitive subject, I'm not trying to off how big of an issue this is, because really I understand that it is a big problem for people. But when you're paying £9,000 a year, it is something that we have to look out for ourselves, not to mention that, I'm not trying to then say that faith isn't important, doesn't deserve space, but we do need these spaces for ourselves, so we do in fact have to worry about ourselves so we can finish this course and get a good...
Hi, It's Jade Ellis again. I just want to state basically the management of the rooms comes down to the university, not so it would be actually a management issue. I do think it is feasible, but not just for Faith, for a safe with disabilities as well. That's all I wanted to say.
We're going to give the guys a minute to just respond to the comments that are made, and then judging by what's being maybe there should be a few little changes to the motion. So we'll just give them a chance to speak, and then we'll ask if there's any changes to be made. Thank you.
Just help us on the questions. With regards to paying $9,000 a year, and we do, at the Islamic Society, we do think that your education is top priority. That comes before else. So if it means that us getting a room is going to affect your education or your rehearsals in any way, then we don't want that room, because it's not right for us. We do believe that it's not right for us to take your space. The motion, I think we should be an approach, a contemplation room of some sort, which is accessible, quick lecture times across the whole of campus. So that would include places for prayer, places for students with disabilities, somewhere quiet to just sit down and relax for a bit. I remember meeting a first year student who just wanted a place where he can be alone for a while, and he couldn't find that anywhere. So it would cater to all those needs. So yeah, the north and south campus prayer room things does come into that, and I think like the lady here said, it is a management issue. Once we get the need promoting and not get in the way of anyone else's education or rehearsals or anything really. I hope that answers the question.
It came to my attention that it's not just us having the problems in rooms at times that aren't timetabled, etc. So I was thinking that even though we're not good to get more rooms for yourselves as well, I think, and we'll support you on that. So. Perhaps as a motion change, then we should add that we won't be affecting areas that are already being used, so that includes the media factory, and we should only be using, and we're only going to be places where it's possible. It's like 2 lines under possible, so we won't be taking space. So spaces that aren't used are just there.
Is that okay. Would anyone like to speak to change the motion? Lucy. Patiently there.
To the comments, I think it's important that we allow students doing music theatre and acting access to rooms as well. Don't we change the motion that practice faith that needs space for well-being, if they've got disabilities, mental health and things, and students that are doing acting need space in roles can have access as well, and some compromises made between and things like that.
Yeah, move on.
Hi, my name's Sam, and I don't think it's necessarily fair to say that we need all the rooms. We don't need all the rooms. There's plenty of rooms that aren't being used. We have a lot of spaces for rehearsing. Media's 24 hours. We can get our card done and we can go in at any time. So rooms available that you would be able to use. That's just my opinion, whether people agree or don't agree.
Thank you. Just down the bottom,
Josie again. I'm sorry, I know you're looking for amendments, not for comment affects the amendment. I think the issue really is that rehearsal times for acting and music theatre students should be timetabled. That's the issue, the reason they can't get rooms. And that seems to be the reason why these people aren't happy for pass to take a room that would be free. So it seems to me as if the motion amendment just proposed actually maybe shouldn't be proposed and there should be a separate motion submitted to council at some point for acting students. I'm sure approach any member of SAC, we're happy to help you write that.
We've got a comment, yep, just over there.
Francesca. Sorry, I can't remember your name, who just spoke. Josie. Okay. The thing about our courses is that we, because of what we're doing, we kind of need after-hour rooms. We've got access to after-hour because if we can't get them during the day because of lessons or, you know, because of faith, we'd need after-hour access. So it's not always going to be timetabled in, and there's no way we can always timetable our lessons and judge when all the lessons are going to be going on. You know what I mean?
Okay, thank you. We've got a hand up at the back over there, I think.
Hi, I'm Fred. Going from the comment that the girl said over there, I agree with everything you just said, but that's our issue, like, between musical theatre, acting and stuff. That's between us, like, this now is for these guys trying to get their thing. We'll sort out our spaces, just don't take the spaces. Like, yeah.
Was there a hand up at the back? No? Okay. Any more comments? We've got one last comment here now, I think, and then we'll let these guys finish off.
I just want to point out, Ali again, I just want to timetabling is changing, so you'll be able to book your own rooms and it's be updated better so you can see which rooms are free. So in that sense, you should always find a room free now, and it should be done pretty soon, I think. But yeah, so in that respect, yeah, that'll help you out a lot.
Thank you very much. So if we vote for this motion as it stands without any amendments, I'll let these and see how they feel about the amendments, and then we'll motion.
Something that I wanted to add is that by prayer or reflection, well, to me, myself, it means 5 minutes of time and not exactly the whole day, etc. And students out there, I just wanted to remind you that we're in this together, and it's both our problems, and we both have the problem, and we can get a solution that's good for us both. We're in this together, so.
Just to guys to vote, the amendment has been made and accepted by the proposers that not every building will have a prayer room, and if it's seen necessary that Media Factory has no accessible space or there is no need for a prayer room there, then contemplation quiet room, then it won't be added onto the list. So the amendment, just to clarify, is that not every building will have a quiet room. So we'll go straight to the vote now. If you would like to vote for this motion, please raise your hand. And against? Brilliant. Another motion passed. Thank you. Okay, I know you're all probably bored of me now, so just to change things up, I'm going to introduce my co-vice chair, Jo, and she will lead the rest of the motions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name's Jo Schumacher. As Sana said, I'm the co-vice chair. The next motion is for commuting disabled students, and this has been proposed by Lucy Haig, and we're working with students who are eligible for disabled students allowance for them to have access to with a taxi company to travel from the bus station or train station to campus. Would Lucy like to come up and talk? Sorry. Sorry, So it's come to my attention that some students that are in wheelchairs, for example, that do commute in and don't live on campus could do with some kind of system with a local taxi service that gets them from the train station or the bus station to campus. Obviously things would be put in place to make sure that this system isn't abusing students and things like that. Yeah, it's just something that a student came to me and spoke about, so I thought I'd bring it to the big meeting to see what you guys thought. So does anybody want to speak against this motion? No? We're going to vote. Okay, hands up for the motion. The amendment first, sorry, no. No? Hands up for the motion. Do you want to comment? Do you want to change the motion? Okay. Sorry.
The way you could do that is make the bookings through the disabled support group. You know what I mean? In the university, have that in the amendment. It goes through them, because then you know the people are definitely on the disabled. Yeah. You get what I mean?
Okay. Anybody else? Stevie?
I was just asking a question, whether the students that would use the service, would they have to self-define to the university as disabled to use the service? Because that's sometimes an issue, is that students don't want to define as disabled, but would they not be allowed to use the service, because obviously there will be checks in place? It's just a question.
There's one more.
As it stands, as a disabled student on DSA, you only get a home location on campus, so hospital appointment, you still have to commute even if you. So I understand where they're coming from with this motion, and I just think people don't understand what's involved in it. To express that, and I think it's good that the student union would help support those who are struggling with this issue at the moment.
Any more comments? Firstly, to pick on what Abby said, yeah, and it kind of links into what you said, Stevie, to be honest. We were thinking originally that it was going to come through whoever applied for DSA and who did actually recognise himself to have a disability. But we haven't looked into it that much, so things could change. We can speak to students about what they think would be preferred in regards to how we do define students and who we do system and things like that. So it is in the early works at the moment. Thank you, Lucy. Does anybody want to change this motion? No? We'll for the motion. And those against? Jolly good, it's passed. Thank you. Thank you, Lucy. Okay, is transport around the campus. Has been proposed by Galbi Ali. Here. Do you want to come up and... Thank you.
Well, hi, I'm Esther Sultan. That's why there's a confusion with the name. But I think we proposed it was just basically to have a shuttle bus around campus that a lot of other universities provide this for the students, especially that there's a large number that commute to the university. So I think it'd be ideal to have a bus from the train station to the main university buildings. I think it's going to avoid students being late, especially in the morning, and especially the buildings that are far from the station, so like Vernon, Brook Building, things like that. So yeah.
Does anybody want to change? Oh, we've got to change this motion. You need a question, comment? And then.
Obviously, it's going to cost an absolute fortune to run this every day for so many months throughout the year. Who are you proposing that pays for this, and what do you want the outcome to be? Because having a motion like this, because I've proposed one which is next, which is just going to really outdo this, like contradict this motion, if that makes sense. Obviously, the costing, it's not going to be a green campus. The carbon emissions the carbon emissions that the university will face, it'll lose its awards for being a green campus. And if the SU was to get involved with this, our green impact at the same time would take a massive hit. So.
Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, that's actually quite right. But a lot of students actually get taxis in the morning, like, especially from the station. So maybe if you get a bus, then that's reduced. I'm not saying all day. It's just like between. That's when people are arriving in the morning. I think that's when they need it most. But I understand what you're saying. If we're having it running all day, all week, then that's ridiculous.
Okay, there's one over there.
Theo James. I've just got a question about the route. Basically, you're saying starting from the train station, but wouldn't it be fair as well to start from like the residential areas like Deepdale or somewhere similar? Thank you.
Thank you. One more? Two more.
I just wanted to say that I think it would be more important to have it. So for those who have like 9 a.m. starts or in evening, because in the winter it does get dark early. So people who have late finishes will be able to, it'll be safer for them.
Okay, thank you. Stevie.
Hello, Stevie again. I have 2 points. One is that in the real world, when you go into employment and things like that, you are going to have to show up to work on time, and part of your university experience is time management and enough time to get to the station, whereas the motion that Lucy proposed was because of students' need, and there was a need to have transport there. The safety bus, there was a need at night for safe transport, and there was things around that. And I just think that if you then start giving students more things like a bus to get them where they want to go and things like that, you're taking that away from them, learning that they need to learn about time management, they need to get there on time, and they need to actually plan that if they're going to be late, they need to get an earlier train. And I know that sounds quite harsh, but it's kind of a life skill.
Thank you. Any more? You okay? No? Can you remember? Must have been down.
Oh yeah. About your question, basically, I think you can use like the public buses, but the thing is, from the station there aren't any buses, so that's the only problem. And about the what Stevie said before, yeah, I know time management is important, and it's not just about getting there on time. It's just, I think it's more of a service that the university provides, because other universities do have free buses on campus, so that's the only reason why we raise this issue.
Thank you. Does anybody want to change the motion?
Come on at the last bit with the universities.
No more comments. We've had all of them.
It's just
Sorry.
how far are they?
Sorry. Okay, we're going to vote. Who wants to for the motion? Hands, please. Hands up high. And against? Do it again. Right, okay, can we do a count? Those for, can you raise your hands high, please? Thank you. Nice and high. Okay, thank you. And against, raise your hands high. Yeah. Sorry, that motion's been... Thank you. Thank you. And the next motion, the unicycle scheme proposed by Lee Mack. If you'd like to come up and put your proposal forward.
Yeah, sorry, like I mentioned a minute ago, this motion is actually kind of similar to what you just proposed. And I've just thought on my own amendment, which I'll put in a second. My motion is to implement a uni-cycle scheme on campus. The campus spans over a huge distance. You've got Vernon Building up over that side of town, and you've got Livesey House at that side of town. So getting from one place to another can be time consuming, not to mention tiring. I'm seeking for the students alongside the university to implement a scheme that allows students to hire bicycles, somewhat like a Boris Bike scheme that there is in London. The scheme runs, obviously the ins and the outs would come later on, but you'd do it using your student card to your student card, which would pay off. Reasons why people should get involved with this, because it helps the university and the students greener campus. Also cuts down the number of bike thefts that are actually on campus, because these are secured, they're locked in. Be obviously in cooperation with the university police who points it around campus, and you could have one at the train station as well to like this, so students can hire bike.
Okay, any comments, please? At the back?
Hi, my name's Ollie. How would you, because I can imagine something like that would cost quite a lot of money to one, run and to administrate.
Okay, thank you.
How would you like hire the bikes? Would it be like an hour thing, or could you get like a month permit or something like that?
Sorry, can you just say that again?
Would you pay like for the time that you use it, or could you get like a month permit that would allow you to use it as many times as you want?
Okay. Thank you.
Has any thought been given to cycle safety and road use and pavement use and pedestrians and that kind of thing? Thanks.
Thank you. Any more? Yes?
Could that possibly tie in to the motion that was proposed earlier, so have bikes at the train station or something?
No, I've already said that.
And propose, how would it decrease investing?
Thank you. Can we just before you speak as well, please?
Hi, I'm Ifa. I would make sure that there's a chance of using them, because obviously there'd be a limit to how many you could have. So if you went about the business of having permits, then it might be difficult to get a chance to use.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions, comments?
Hi, I'm Vincent. I'm just wondering, with this, are you proposing that it's gonna, how far would this extend within the...
Want to go, Vincent? Somewhere specific?
What's the...
I feel that having bikes on campus is very much a luxury, where there's other areas of the university where money would be much better spent. Would a better idea be to provide facilities for people who do use bikes to make sure that they're secure, etc., rather than having such a massive outlay for what does seem quite a luxury?
Okay. Thank you. Right.
Okay, so it's obviously in reverse order, which has been written down. Bike theft, obviously that's up to you. If that's your bike, you have to make sure it's secure. The universities or the student unions. The earlier coverage for that saying was to what I said was to have it around the university and implementing the motion before at the train station, working alongside the train station to have a scheme which is unlockable. You use your student card to get it out, use your student card to get it out. Any charges then go onto your student account, and you can either, that's what I mean, you can have time limits on it, but that's the ins and outs, which would be, it'd just be, you have to have your student card to hire. That's the only type of thing. Having a permit on it would just become a negative and turn things away from what students get involved with. How is it funded? Ollie again, was that? Yeah. That again would be to obviously look at the sanction student union sanctions. I'm not proposing that we have every building has one. We could just have 2 stations or 3 stations around with bikes that students could actually use the student car to hire out. Again, how would they hire the bikes? Like whenever you take a library book out, it'd fall like that. If you're late with the library book, you're late with this bike, you get a charge. It's simple. Go with the rules, if that makes sense. And Josie with thought of cycle safety, the university do have for students walking, cycling, taking part in activities like that around the campus and into town. They also have a system where the security department follow up into town, and they have camera routes as well. So if anything was to come about it, it's all ideally viewed as. As I say, it's a safety thing. There are a lot of people who go around campus riding bikes and whatnot, and I think that's just general perceptions, like I've not to be an idiot, if you would, and start pulling wheelies downstairs or something, obviously whilst you're looking to lock the bikes in and things. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Lee. So we'll vote, having heard the comments. Those for the motion, raise your hand. Thank you. And those against? Okay, that's a pass. Thank you. Well done, yay.
Which is mine then?
That's mine, I scribbled on it.
That's mine.
Thank you. Okay, the next motion, stocking halal meat at Essentials, proposed by Ifa Raza. Did I say your name right? Is it Ifa?
Hi, my name's Ifa. I'm here to propose that halal meat be stocked at Essentials, which is a shop run by students for students. It's a student union, and it's meant to represent students' needs. Right now, I feel like it isn't representing a lot of the student population. I did a questionnaire just for the pharmacy course, and over 70% of students said that they buy only halal meat. If you're living on campus right now, it's about a 25-minute walk to the nearest halal meat shop. And if you